India, a land that has captured the hearts and minds of travelers for centuries. From the soaring Himalayan peaks to the azure waters of the Indian Ocean, this vast subcontinent hosts over 1 billion lives. Each visit unveils unique wonders. From the vivid colors and dynamic chaos of its cities to the ancient pilgrimage sites shrouded in mist. But above all, it is the warmth and vibrancy of the Indian people that truly enchant and captivate all who visit this land. We'll see its true heart, which will help us understand why protecting these treasures is so important for the benefit of future generations. This is India. There's simply nowhere else like it on Earth. This is the Statue of Unity. This monument is dedicated to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, a pivotal leader in India's journey to independence and a staunch advocate for national integration. Erected on the river island of Sadhu Bet near Rajpipla, the statue is a symbol of national unity, reflecting Patel's crucial role in uniting 562 princely states to build the modern Republic of India. The most astounding aspect of the Statue of Unity is its structural resilience. Engineers designed it to withstand very strong winds and significant earthquakes. This durability not only ensures the statue will last for years, but also symbolizes Patel's unwavering strength during challenging times. Auroville, set in southern India, began in 1968 with a dream of bringing people together. Founded by the spiritual leader known as the Mother, Mira Alfassa, this experimental township was designed as a sanctuary where individuals from around the world could live peacefully, no matter their cultural or ethnic backgrounds. Stagnagompa. This construction is a Buddhist monastery established in the late 16th century, and it stands on a solitary rock in the middle of the Indus Valley. One thing that makes Stagnagompa stand out is its location. Built on a rock, it naturally protected those inside from invaders, serving as a safe place during difficult times. Inside, it is filled with Buddhist art, including ancient murals, statues, and beautiful silk paintings that each tell a story of Buddhist history and beliefs. Located in Kerala, the tea plantations of Munnar stretch out in vibrant shades of green. Thanks to the gentle climate, this area has become a major hub for tea production globally. The tale of Munnar's tea started when British planters first explored these hills over a century ago. The landscape changed when locals took over, bringing a personal touch to the cultivation process. Now, these plantations are mostly run by women who are experts in gently plucking the finest tea leaves. The primary type of tea produced here is black tea, renowned for its deep, rich flavor and inviting aroma that sets it apart from teas produced elsewhere. Also, one might encounter a rare and remarkable creature here, the Nilgiri tahr. This mountain goat is in danger of going extinct. It lives in the nearby Nilgiri hills and often explores the rough terrain surrounded by tea plants. Just south of Manar's tea gardens, the Kerala backwaters offer a whole new scene. It's a sprawling area filled with canals, rivers, lakes, and lagoons. These backwaters feature 5 big lakes linked by various channels, with small islands scattered throughout, all framed by tall palm trees. Life here goes at the same slow pace as the flowing waters. Villagers paddle in small wooden boats, catch fish for their meals, and kids play along the water's edge, making everything feel peaceful. The waters themselves are bustling with life, home to lots of fish, frogs, and birds, all thriving in this tranquil spot. Gwalior Fort is perched on a rocky hill in northern central India and looks out over the city of Gwalior, a place full of history. This huge fort has experienced a lot over the years, from many battles to changes in leadership and the rise and fall of different empires. The fort was built in the 8th century by a king named Suraj Sin and has been ruled by many leaders since then. Gadisa Lake. This man-made marvel was built in 1367 AD by Maharaja Ghazi Singh to quench the thirst of his people and this city. As we step through the gateway, a beautiful scene appears. The calm waters of the lake mirror the bright colors of the temples, pavilions, and steps alongside its edges. These stunning structures display the craftsmanship of those who carve them from the golden sandstone that earns Jaisalmer its nickname, the Golden City. The Khajuraho temples were built from the 9th to the 11th century by the Chandela dynasty. These temples, important to both Hindu and Jain religions, show the great skill of Indian craftsmen and the deep spirituality during that era. The temples are famous for their detailed sculptures that cover the walls. These images range from religious scenes to daily life activities, and even include erotic art. This art highlights a more open view of human feelings compared to the generally strict views of ancient Indian society. Originally, there were 85 temples, but today only 20 are still standing. A really interesting fact about these temples is how they were built. The builders used a special method to fit the stones together without any mortar or glue. The Western Ghats, also known as the Sahyadri, are a big mountain range along India's southwestern coast. These mountains are from ancient times, almost 150 million years old, and they are significant to the area's weather and the diversity of plants and animals. What is really interesting about the Ghats is how important they are historically. In the past, trade lines went over these mountains so that people in the east and west could share goods and ideas. People do not use these old roads very often anymore, but archaeologists and historians still find them interesting because they hold stories about India's past. Goa is the smallest state in India. It's got miles and miles of beautiful beaches along the Arabian Sea. The sand is golden, the palm trees sway in the breeze, and the water is so clear you can see right through it. Lots of movie directors think Goa's beaches are perfect for filming. You might have seen them in Bollywood movies or other films from around the world. They really show off how stunning the coast is. And the water is full of all sorts of fascinating creatures. Goa is known for its tasty crabs, but there are also tons of different fish swimming around. If you're lucky, you might even spot some playful dolphins splashing near the shore. Arambol Beach is located in the north of Goa and is especially popular for its striking rocky outcrop that catches your eye along the shore. This rock formation doesn't just add a beautiful visual twist, it also makes the beach more charming and a fun place to explore. It's a popular place for catching some of Goa's most amazing sunsets, where the sun drops behind the rock and lights up the sky in dazzling colors. The Thar Desert, frequently referred to as the Great Indian Desert, is known for its vast sandy areas and very little rain. This desert has been forming for millions of years. Its ever-changing sands and rugged rocks were shaped by natural forces. Over time, various plants and animals have adapted to live in this tough environment, creating a unique and resilient ecosystem. From the endangered Great Indian Bustard to the quick Chinkara gazelle, the creatures of the desert have found ways to thrive despite the harsh conditions. One of the most astonishing facts about the Thar Desert is that it is the world's most densely populated desert, with more than 80 people living every square mile. This demonstrates the Thar's people's extraordinary resilience and flexibility. This is Badabar, a site steeped in history and architectural splendor. The name Barabar translates to Big Garden that once thrived here, thanks to a dam and reservoir built in the 16th century. Each monument is dedicated to a ruler's memory, designed with a fusion of Islamic and Rajput architectural styles, showcasing intricate carvings and ornate details. The construction of these cenotaphs was a tradition carried on by successive leaders well into the 20th century, demonstrating a strong continuity of cultural and familial reference. In 1754, as the once mighty Mughal Empire crumbled, a remarkable monument emerged from its ashes. Safdar Jung, a powerful prime minister who had dominated the empire's twilight years, had passed away. His son, driven by love and ambition, petitioned the emperor for permission to honor his father with a grand tomb. The emperor agreed, and so began the construction of Safdar Jung's tomb. Perhaps the most astonishing fact about Safdar Jung's tomb is that it served as a film set for a Hollywood movie. In 2013, the tomb was transformed into the backdrop for scenes in the Steve Jobs biopic starring Ashton Kutcher. Spiti Valley is located high up in the Indian Himalayas. It's a remote area that's mostly covered in snow most of the year and can only be reached during the summer via winding mountain roads. The landscape is mostly barren and rocky, but you'll find ancient monasteries scattered throughout the valley. Some are over 1,000 years old. Key Monastery, for example, sits on top of a hill and is important both as a religious site and as a place where people learn about ancient Buddhist scriptures and teachings. Traveling in Spiti Valley is challenging because of its dangerous roads, considered some of the most treacherous in the world. Making a mistake while driving here can be very risky. Just like Spiti Valley, with its rough landscapes and old monasteries, the area also includes natural attractions like Jogini Waterfall. This waterfall is a short distance southwest of the valley, near the village of Vashist. Jogini Waterfall is considered a holy place, where local stories speak of Joginis, or spirit women residing there. The water cascades from a great height, gathering in small pools before flowing into the Beas River. Unlike the bare surroundings of Spiti, the area around Jogini is full of greenery, providing a refreshing spot that stands out in the dry mountain surroundings. Moranga Fort is located high above the city of Jodhpur and stands as a powerful symbol of Rajput architecture intelligence. Constructed in 1459 by Rao Jodha, the fort is preserved through numerous battles and the relentless desert climate. Its massive, sturdy walls, which once served as a robust defense, now welcome visitors from all corners of the globe. The design of the fort tells a story of beauty and protection. The external walls, built to keep invaders from entering, enclose interiors filled with detailed carvings and spacious courtyards. This contrast between the tough exterior and the elegant interior reflects the complex life of royalty, both secure and imposing. Within Maranga, there are several palaces, each famous for the amazing art it contains. Just a short walk from Maranga Fort, you'll find the Jaswantara Temple. Built in 1899, this temple is also known as the Taj Mahal of Mawar due to its exquisite white marble construction. Constructed entirely from intricately carved sheets of white marble, this cenotaph radiates an ethereal glow when illuminated by the sun. The marble is so finely polished that it emits a warm, golden hue upon the sun's rays striking its surface. The ruins of Hampi mirror the barren land of southern India. This former capital of the Vijayanagara Empire flourished from the 14th to the 16th centuries, but now its ruins are scattered over a stark terrain. The site contains the ruins of more than 1,600 structures, including temples, palaces, market streets, aquatic structures, and fortifications. The decline of Hampi was fast and brutal, following the defeat of the Vijayanagara rulers at the hands of invading forces in 1565. Jal Mahal, the Water Palace. Since the late 18th century, this intriguing structure appears to float on the calm waters of Mansagar Lake in Jaipur. The palace is a 5-story building with 4 floors submerged underwater when the lake is at its peak depth. Jal Mahal was not originally built to be submerged. Initially, the entire structure was visible, as the lake bed had dried up due to a severe famine. Later, when a dam was constructed and the lake filled with water, the lower floors of the palace submerged, creating the illusion of a floating palace. Despite being partially underwater for centuries, the palace has remained largely intact, with no significant water leaking through its thick stone walls. The City Palace of Udaipur. This complex, with its series of palaces, courtyards and gardens, was built over a period of nearly 400 years. The City Palace is a beauty of marble and granite, constructed on the banks of Picola Lake, not by a single ruler, but rather by 22 generations of Sisodia Rajputs. Each one of them added their own unique touch to the palace, resulting in a diverse but harmonious complex. One of the most intriguing aspects of the City Palace is the Sheesh Mahal. The Palace of Mirrors within the complex is famed for its walls covered in mirrors and colored glass tiles, creating a stunning light effect. But the city palace is only half of the story. The other half is Pichola Lake, a shimmering expanse of artificial freshwater lake that stretches out before the palace. It is an important source of water for the city, used for irrigation, drinking, and other purposes. Together, the city palace and Lake Pichola are a big chapter in Udaipur's history that shaped the region with their grandeur. Jatayu Earth Center is home to the world's largest bird sculpture, depicting the legendary eagle Jatayu from the Hindu epic Ramayana. In the Ramayana, Jatayu, a noble eagle, tried to rescue Sita from the demon king Ravana, but was overpowered and mortally wounded, losing a wing in the struggle in this very spot. In a world where violence against women remains a pressing issue, the Jatayu Earth Center is dedicated to their safety and honor. High in the rain-drenched hills of Meghalaya lies Nokkalikai Falls. This waterfall is one of the tallest in India. On the sandy shores of the Bay of Bengal is the Mahalipuram Shore Temple. Carved from granite blocks hauled from a nearby quarry, it's one of the oldest stone temples in South India. Unlike most temples of its time, it was constructed from the top down, with each level added in succession, adorned with elaborate carvings that narrate tales from Hindu mythology. Historically, this positioning was not merely aesthetic, but also served a navigational purpose for sailors. Close to the shore temple is the group of monuments at Mahabalipuram. This is a remarkable collection of 7th and 8th century CE religious and architectural sites. This site features ancient monuments that mark a significant period in the development of South Indian art. Today, Mahabalipuram is a protected heritage site, a place where art meets spirituality and history meets craftsmanship. Pangong Tso is one of the highest saline water lakes in the world. Stretching across international borders, approximately 1/3 of the lake is located in India, while the rest extends into Tibet and China. The lake is an important breeding ground for a variety of birds, including multiple migratory species. The region surrounding Pangong is also home to the rare and elusive snow leopard. This saline lake is a place of solitude with minimal human impact. Its isolation and the extreme conditions of its location limit permanent human settlements, but it has become a sought-after destination for those seeking peace of mind. In total isolation, it is also Amber Fort. This grand fort was constructed strategically upon the rugged hills of Rajasthan. The outside walls of the fort are very strong, but the inside is delicate. there are beautifully painted scenes, mirrorwork, and carved panels that tell stories without words. One of the traditional experiences offered at Amber Fort is the elephant ride up the hill to the main entrance, although this has become controversial in terms of animal welfare concerns. The most intriguing thing about Amber Fort is its underground tunnel, which was once a secret passage. This path was built as an escape route for the royal family in case of an attack, ensuring a safe exit to the hills that surround these buildings. The Jaipur Wall protects the fort and guards the old part of the city. Also known as the Great Wall of India, it was built with strategic watchtowers and 7 strong gates that controlled access, each serving as a checkpoint and defensive barrier. Even as the city grew, the wall remained a relic of the past, yet continued to be a vital part of Jaipur, forming its present character. Humayun's tomb, commissioned by the grieving Empress Begum in 1558, stands as a tribute to her beloved husband, the second Mughal Emperor Humayun. Humayun's tomb was the first garden tomb on the Indian subcontinent, introducing a style that would later inspire the iconic Taj Mahal. Kumbhalgarh Fort is located in the mountains of the Aravalli Range in Rajasthan. Built in the 15th century by Rana Kumbha, the fort boasts the second longest wall in the world, which stretches for 22 miles. Surprisingly, inside these vast walls, you'll find a quiet, serene space filled with over 360 temples, 300 of them ancient Jain and the others Hindu. The Red Fort rises proudly in the bustling city of Delhi. Constructed in 1648, it was initially called the Blessed Fort. Interestingly enough, the fort's iconic red hue wasn't part of its original design. When Shah Jahan built it, the fort gleamed in brilliant white marble. It was only later that the British coated the walls in red, creating the distinctive look we recognize today. It plays a central role in the annual Independence Day, symbolizing the enduring spirit and unity of the nation. The Ajanta and Ellora Caves are 2 incredible ancient sites located in the state of Maharashtra. The Ajanta caves are famous for their beautifully painted cave walls and ceilings. Using natural colors, artists created detailed scenes over 2,000 years ago, depicting the life of Buddha and his past lives according to Buddhist teachings. At the Ellora Caves, we see an amazing variety of carved stone temples and monasteries. Some are Hindu, some Buddhist, and some Jain. One of the attractions is the massive Kailasa Temple, an enormously impressive structure that was carefully carved out of a simple piece of rock. it took removing 200,000 tons of rock to create this intricate temple. In the sprawling city of New Delhi, we see Swaminarayan Akshardham. This complex, completed in 2005, serves as a vivid showcase of traditional Hindu and Indian architectural principles, carved in sandstone and marble. Perhaps the most astonishing fact about Akshardham is that no steel was used in its construction. Crafted by 11,000 artisans and volunteers, the temple's intricacy reveals stories from ancient scriptures, resplendent with over 20,000 statues, figures, and floral motifs that adorn its structure. In the northeast region of India lies a natural wonder that has captivated the hearts and minds of people for generations. Loktak Lake is the largest freshwater lake in the region. This lake is distinguished by its fumdis, which are heterogeneous masses of vegetation, soil, and organic matter at various stages of decomposition floating over it. These form miniature islands, some strong enough to support small huts. In addition, Loktak Lake is also home to the world's only floating national park, Kabul Lamjau National Park. This park serves as the last natural habitat for the endangered Sangai deer, also known as the brown antlered deer or the dancing deer of Manipur. The Golden Temple is a special place in the city of Amritsar. It has 4 entrances, which means anyone can enter, no matter their religion or background. This shows the Sikh beliefs of equality and welcoming all people. The temple's design blends Hindu and Islamic styles. It's covered in real gold, which gives it a shining golden appearance. Inside the Golden Temple is the largest free kitchen in the world, called the Langar. This kitchen serves free meals to tens of thousands of people every day. It doesn't matter what race, religion, or how wealthy or poor someone is. The Langar meals are for everyone. This demonstrates the Sikh values of service and kindness to all. The Meenakshi Amman Temple, dedicated to the goddess Meenakshi and her consort Lord Shiva, stands as one of the most iconic landmarks in the colorful city of Madurai. Every year, this temple attracts millions of visitors, drawn not just by its spiritual significance, but by its stunning Dravidian architecture. The towers, or gopurams, of the Meenakshi Amman Temple are marvels of architecture and an integral part of its iconic skyline. These gopurams are large pyramidal towers that are covered in stucco figures, and they mark the entrance to the temple complex. The Gateway to India was constructed as a symbol of triumph and colonial prestige. It was made to commemorate the visit of King George V and Queen Mary to India in 1911. It was meant to signify the permanence of the British presence in India, but it became a symbol of freedom. Along the waterfront of Mumbai, the gateway combines elements of Hindu and Muslim architectural styles to show the unity of the Indian Empire under British rule. The Gateway of India may have been built by the British, but it is now part of Mumbai, and it will forever be a source of hope and inspiration for generations to come. The famous Hawa Mahal is an iconic structure of Jaipur, representing the ingenious fusion of Rajput and Islamic architectural styles. The primary purpose of the palace was to allow royal women to observe everyday lifestyles and festivals celebrated in the street below without being seen. The facade, made from red and pink sandstone, resembles the honeycomb of a beehive and features 953 small windows, catching the eye of all who pass by. In addition, the clever design of the windows allowed the palace to remain cool during the hot Rajasthan summers, creating a natural air conditioning system that gave the palace its name, Palace of Winds. Powerful winds and towering peaks are characteristics of another incredible wonder, a natural one, the Indian Himalayas. This massive range stretches across 5 states in northern India. Many of its peaks, rivers, and forests are considered sacred in Hinduism, Buddhism, and other local beliefs. This sanctity makes the Himalayas a destination for millions of pilgrims each year. The Indian Himalayas are still growing. Each year, due to the relentless tectonic activity where plates collide, the range rises by about an inch. This means that the highest peaks we see today might not hold their records forever, as they're constantly changing, shaped by forces beyond human control. Jama Masjid is among the largest mosques in India, commissioned by Shah Jahan, the same emperor who built the Taj Mahal. Completed in 1656, it is a vital place for Muslims to worship in Delhi. People come from all over the country, especially during the holy month of Ramadan and Eid, which are 2 major celebrations for Muslims. The Mysore Palace was built on the ruins of its wooden predecessor, which was destroyed by fire during a wedding in 1896. Every year, during the Dasara festival, Mysore Palace is illuminated by nearly 100,000 light bulbs, turning it into a glowing symbol of celebration. Taj Mahal, often described as a teardrop on the cheek of time, is recognized worldwide as a symbol of love and loss. Located in Agra, the unique creation was ordered by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan as a tribute to his beloved wife, who tragically passed away while giving birth. Built primarily from white marble that reflects shades of pink at dawn and golden at sunset, the monument features intricate inlay work of precious and semi-precious stones. According to a popular legend, the emperor wanted to ensure no one would recreate the Taj Mahal's beauty. To ensure that such a masterpiece remained unique, he ordered that the principal architects and craftsmen face severe consequences, preventing them from recreating a similar building once it was completed. The India Gate stands as a touching symbol of the sacrifices made by the brave soldiers who fought for their country. This war memorial in New Delhi matches the architectural style of the triumphal arches found in the Western world, such as the Arc de Triomphe in Paris. Originally called the All India War Memorial, it was renamed after India gained independence in 1947. The Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus, originally called Victoria Terminus, is a historic train station in Mumbai and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a beautiful example of how British and Indian architectural styles come together. At the entrance, you'll find two columns. One is topped with a lion, representing Britain, and the other with a tiger, symbolizing India. When the station first opened its doors in 1887, it was the priciest building in Mumbai, costing what would now be about $26 million. That investment paid off, making Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus a beacon of Mumbai's commercial success under British rule and marking it as India's first railway station. This is India, a land full of natural wonders and incredible architectural marvels. Now, if you have more insights or fascinating stories about India, please share them in the comments. I'd love to read them.